Welcome to Emory University and the Wicker PE Center for this morning's matchup, featuring the visiting University of Rochester Yellow Jackets and your Emory Eagles. Fans, please direct your attention to the field as we recognize this year's Emory University women's soccer graduating class of Shivani Bell, Morgan Brandewee, Caroline Kolsky, Haley Pratt, and Paige Santee. Together, this group has compiled an overall record of 45, 21, and 5, good for a .669 winning percentage, and advanced to the NCAA second round in 2018. This season, these seniors have led the Eagles to a 12-4 record, the team's third straight 10-win campaign, and has the team positioned for its second consecutive NCAA postseason appearance. Now let's meet the 2019 Emory University Women's Soccer Senior Class. Our first senior is Shivani Bell. A dynamic offensive performer since her arrival, Shivani has put together one of the more impressive resumes in team history. She enters play today ranked first all-time in shots on goal, second in shots attempted, 10th in goals scored, and tied for 11th in both assists and points. Named the UAA Rookie of the Year in 2016, Shivani was selected to the UAA All-Association First Team twice, and tapped to the United Soccer Coaches All-Region First Team last season as a junior after tallying career highs in both goals and points. In addition to her athletic excellence, Shivani has been a standout in the classroom as well, being named to the COSIDA Academic All-District Team twice, the UAA All-Academic Team 3 times, and to the 2018-19 UAA President's Scholar Athlete Council. This season, Shivani has recorded her third double-digit scoring campaign with 16 points and currently leads the team with 6 assists. A team captain and biology major with a minor in sociology from Atlanta, Georgia, the daughter of Bernard and Shambhavi, Shivani Bell. Our next senior is Morgan Brandewee. Morgan will be making her 41st career appearance this morning and 20th in a starting capacity. She made an immediate impact for the Eagles as a freshman, playing in a career-high 17 games and recording her first career goal against Wash U. Last season, Morgan collected her first collegiate assist in the team's win over Oglethorpe and played in 12 contests. This year, she's appeared in 3 games, logging a season-high 51 minutes in the win over Huntington, and garnered a spot on her third UAA All-Academic team. A team captain and double major in business administration and international studies from Chapel Hill, North Carolina, the daughter of Jim and Carrie, Morgan Brandewee. Our next senior is Caroline Kolsky. Caroline has been one of the top offensive options for the Eagles since her debut, recording 17 goals and 10 assists for 44 points in 68 career appearances, and ranks inside the top 10 all-time in shots on goal, shots attempted, and game-winning goals. Caroline made a direct impact for the Eagles as a freshman, turning in 5 goals and 3 assists for a career-high 13 points en route to being named an All-UAA honorable mention. This year, she's tied her career high with 5 goals, including 4 game winners to go along with 2 assists for 12 points, while starting every game for the first time in her career. A business administration major from Miami, Florida, the daughter of Stephen and Joan, Caroline Kolsky. Our next senior is Haley Pratt. Haley will be making her 39th career appearance and 28th in the starting role this morning, and enters today ranked inside the top 10 all-time in wins, saves, and minutes played. This season, after taking over the starting keeper position, Haley has registered career highs across the board and currently ranks among the nation's best in goals against average, save percentage, and set a career high with 9 saves at number 24 ranked Carnegie Mellon on October 20th. Haley has also shined in the classroom, being named to the UAA All-Academic Team for the 3rd time. An environmental science major from Charlotte, North Carolina, the daughter of Truxton and Elizabeth, Haley Pratt. Our final senior is Paige Santee. A valuable member of the Eagles' defensive corps for the past 4 seasons, Paige will be making her 61st career appearance and 51st as a member of the starting 11. This season, she's one of 4 Eagles to start in every game and recorded the first collegiate points of her career, picking up goals in wins over Covenant and NYU, while recording an assist in the win over Lynchburg. She's also been a key piece on the back line that has collected 9 shutouts this season, including the team's current streak of 5 straight clean sheets. Earlier this fall, she also made her 3rd consecutive appearance on the UAA All-Academic Team. A team captain, an anthropology and human biology major from Monroe, Connecticut, the daughter of Jeffrey and Amy, Paige Santee. Let's give a big round of applause for the 2019 Emory University Women's Soccer Senior Class. Defender number 10, Tori Welch. Forward number 12, Carolyn Richards. Defender number 13, Juliana Basile. Forward number 14, Madison Drenowitz. Forward number 16, Jessica Shepard. Defender number 18, Joanna Flay. Midfielder number 21, Emily Henry. Defender number 24, Danny Asides. And forward number 30, Joy Freitag. The assistant coaches for the Yellow Jackets are Gabe Feinert, Riley Bartu, and Phil Demkos. The head coach is Syke Gardaganis. And now the starting lineup for your Emory Eagles. Starting in goal, number 1, Haley Pratt. Midfielder number 3, L.J. Collage. Defender number 7, Jordan Fitzgerald. Forward number 10, Caroline Kolsky. Midfielder number 14, Morgan Brandowy. Defender number 16, Paige Santee. Forward number 22, Caroline Moore. Defender number 23, Peyton Robertson. Midfielder number 24, Samantha Hilsey. Forward number 26, Shivani Bell. And forward number 30, Aubrey Blanchard. The assistant coaches for the Eagles are Valerie O'Brien, Mike Wentzler, and Kat Whitehill. The head coach is Sue Patford. The referees today are Brett Hydorn, Christopher Heitzman, and Larry Pichon. And now we ask that you please rise as we honor America with the playing of the U.S. National Anthem.
Welcome to the Woodruff PE Center on a beautiful, if slightly brisk, Saturday afternoon in Atlanta, Georgia. For the final regular season home match for the Emory Eagles this season, they will take on the Rochester Yellow Jackets, who are 9-5-2 on the year. The Eagles, coached by Sue Patberg, are 12-4 and riding a 5-game win streak into this, their senior day, for 5 seniors on the team. Caroline Kolsky, Shivani Bell, Morgan Brandowy, Paige Santee, and Haley Pratt all celebrating their final home game of their Emory careers. My name is Ben Ladner, and I'm thrilled to be with you this afternoon for the culminating match of the season for the Eagles. Starting lineups have been announced, the national anthem has been played, and the two sides are taking the field. For Emory, it'll be Caroline Kolsky and Shivani Bell up front. LJ Kolaj, Morgan Brandowy, Samantha Hilsey in the midfield. Caroline Moore and Aubrey Blanchard. Jordan Fitzgerald, Paige Santee, and Peyton Robertson, are the defense. Haley Pratt is in goal. For Rochester, it's Cheska Shepard, Madison Drenowatz, Jory Freitag, Carolyn Richards, Emily Henry, Liz Mastellani, Tori Welsh, Juliana Vasile, Joanna Guay, and Danny Aceves, the starting 11, with Emma Schechter in goal. We will say up front there is a basketball tournament taking place just behind us here at the top of the Woodruff PE Center, so any extraneous sneaker squeaks or whistles or exclamations you may hear are likely as a result of that. Emory is set to go. Pratt tosses the water bottle behind the goal and taps the high post. Rochester just now breaking their huddle. They will start with the ball on kickoff, being the away team. It's Richards set to kick off at midfield. And she plays it backward. And the game is underway. Rochester moving back. They're going to give it to Schechter in goal, who's going to reset. She plays it wide, and it is out of play off of Freitag back to Emory. Here's Kolsky looking for a teammate. She can't find one. Up comes Rochester. And that one's going to be intercepted. Here comes Emory with a chance in the box, but they can't capitalize, and it'll be a goal kick for Rochester. This is Schechter placing it in the box. She strikes it through with the right foot, and Emory is going to come up with it. That one goes over the head of Shivani Bell, and it'll go back to Rochester. Another throw coming for the Yellow Jackets. And they settle it. Emory pressing up a little bit, and Rochester's going to have to play it back to Schechter. She's been busy thus far. She advances it to Richards. Tried to find a teammate, but instead Morgan Brandowy came up with it. Here comes Bell pressing upfield, and that one is taken away, but given right back to the Eagles. This is LJ Kolaj. Now they find Samantha Hilsey, and it is cleared by Rochester. It'll remain Emory ball. This is Caroline Moore inbounding. Now Hilsey with it. Aubrey Blanchard tried to control, and it's out again off of Rochester. Moore to throw in. She does so to Kolsky. Tried to find Bell at the front of the box, and that one's going to sneak through, but it's recovered there by LJ Kolaj. Now out wide they go on the left side, looking for a chance in the box. That one's going to pass through, or it can be recovered by Kolsky. Tried to clear it, and that one's going to go off of Kolsky's foot, and it'll be a goal kick for Rochester. Emory has been the more assertive side. Just 4 minutes into the game now. And Emma Schechter, who will kick off now from goal, has been quite busy, facing a lot of pressure from that Emory attack. Emory pushing ahead to Blanchard. She keeps it in bounds with the head, but then it's taken away there by Juliana Vasile. Out of bounds, and once again it'll be Richard to throw in. She finds Kolsky. Now drawing an extra defender into the box, and Schechter is there for the sliding save. Here's Emma Schechter. She'll punt this one long. And now Madison Drenowatz trying to make a play, but that's going to trickle a bit too far where Haley Pratt recovers it. Pratt kicks it right back to the other side of the field. And Kolsky comes up with it, going out wide to Shivani Bell. She can attack from here. Goes toward the middle of the field. That one trickles out to LJ Kolaj. She finds Caroline Moore, sprinting up the right side, looking for a teammate in the box. She's going to try one on goal, and it goes just over the high crossbar. I'm not sure whether that was her intention to fire that one toward the goal or to find a teammate. Either way, it got away from her, and it'll go back to Rochester. The Yellow Jackets 9-5-2 on the season. That's 9 wins, 5 losses, and 2 draws. The Eagles, meanwhile, are 12-4 with a 4-2 conference record, 7-2 at home, so quite tidy here at the Woodpeck. And they're riding a 5-game win streak and hoping to close their season with 6. Now Peyton Robertson's going to take this one. She finds her teammate Caroline Moore. Now up to Samantha Hilsey. Emory content to reverse from side to side. It's Paige Santee looking left. She's going to find Jordan Fitzgerald. And that shot from Aubrey Blanchard sails over the crossbar for another Rochester goal kick. Emory feels like they're about to break through at some point or another. They have been the dominant team thus far. It is still early, just 7 minutes into this one. But Rochester has failed to create virtually any offense, and its defense has been on its heels the entire match. Here's Blanchard heading ahead to Hilsey. She goes back to Kolsky. And Caroline Kolsky finding Caroline Moore. Into the box they go. It's Bell, or pardon me, it's Hilsey. But that one escapes, and it goes back to Rochester. Nifty move there from Carolyn Richards, but she can't find anyone to deposit the ball to, and it goes back to Emory. Now here comes Peyton Robertson. Looking for Morgan Brandowie, and she finds her. Caroline Moore lost her footing and couldn't corral that pass, and Rochester now is going to start with their best field position of the match. Going to be Juliana Vasile to throw this one in. She has a cluster of teammates to her left. And she finds Madison Drenowatz. A nice defensive play by Aubrey Blanchard gives it back to the Eagles. And now Rochester pushing ahead with Richards. Moving to her right. And a clever back heel there by Jory Freitag nearly found her teammate Cheska Shepard. But a nice defensive play by Emory boots it out of bounds, and we'll have the first goal kick of the match. I should say corner kick coming from Rochester. And it looked like she lost her footing there as that one simply trickles out of bounds, and a wasted opportunity there for Rochester. That was Liz Mastaloni, who was failed by her cleat on that one. Couldn't quite keep the footing. Here's Pratt now finding Jordan Fitzgerald. Now Kolsky. Moving right to Aubrey Blanchard. Here comes Blanchard crossing back over to the middle of the field. Looking for teammates and touched that one a touch too far. But Caroline Moore is able to recover it. And it's up ahead now with Kolsky. Looking to cross. And can't quite get enough mustard on that one. Cleared out of bounds by Rochester. It will remain Emory ball. Caroline Moore into the box looking for Shivani Bell. Can't find her. And Jordan Fitzgerald with a hopeful but unsuccessful pass into the box, and it's taken there by Schechter. Still scoreless here at the Woodruff PE Center in Atlanta. We are in the 11th minute between Rochester and Emory on this senior day matchup. Looked like, Brandon, we might have gotten away with a handball there, but Emory retains possession. Here's Peyton Robertson. Moving to her right, looking for Samantha Hilsey. And she put too much on that touch, looking for Caroline Moore. Back to Rochester it goes. Rochester has had the only corner kick of the contest so far, but it has been Emory that has been the more dominant team on offense. Here comes Kolsky. She knocks over the goalkeeper, Schechter. Nearly got a foot on that ball. And instead, Rochester keeps it. That one is out of bounds off of Blanchard. Vasile to throw in. A looping throw is eventually booted out of bounds, and it goes to Emory, where Caroline Moore, who has been busy with the throw-ins thus far, will have yet another opportunity. She bounces this one to Kolsky, who plays it off of her own face. Now back to Moore, looking ahead for Hilsey. And here comes Rochester on the counterattack. It's Jory Freitag looking ahead. She finds Cheska Shepard, but it's out of bounds once again. And Moore will have the throw. Moore finding Hilsey up ahead to Kolsky, and it's touched out of bounds. Lots of action here at midfield on the near side over the last couple of minutes. Neither team gaining much offensive momentum here as we remain scoreless just about 13 minutes into this one. Once again, it'll be Caroline Moore. The junior to throw this one in. It's a long throw up ahead to Caroline Kolsky. She finds space in the middle of the field, and we're going to have a foul here as Kolsky was held on her way to pursue that ball. Free kick coming for Emory, and it looks like it'll be Peyton Robertson to take this one. Emory set up entirely on the left side of the field. Robertson will look to cross and see if one of her teammates can't find the ball with her head. Here's Robertson into the box. It's low. It's met by Kolsky, and it trickles out of bounds. So the best chance Emory's had at scoring thus far can't find the back of the net, And back it goes to Rochester. Schechter directing traffic from the box. This one sails high through the air. Hilsey's there. And finally, it's Kolsky who comes up with it. And she couldn't make up her mind between Shivani Bell and Morgan Brandaway. But the ball goes back to Emory nonetheless. A nice defensive play there by Robertson to get a foot on the ball, but it remains in play for Drenowatz. To the middle of the field she goes. Freetag made a good effort there, but was met by too many Eagle defenders and could not contain the ball. Blanchard was looking for Kolsky, couldn't find her. And the ball settles with Emory. It's L.J. Kolodge. Now Shivani Bell on the left side. The senior looking for space. She crosses. She finds Blanchard, gets a head on it, but it's wide right, and Rochester gets the ball back. Emma Schechter, the sophomore from Ohio, from Florida, I should say. Bel Air. Now Caroline Kolsky comes up with the loose ball. On the left side, Kolsky looking for a teammate. She had Hilsey but couldn't find her. It's cleared, but Bell keeps it in play. Here's Shivani Bell. Now finding L.J. Kolodge. A shot on goal is wide right. And slowly but surely, Emory is pressing on the door, hoping that in the next few minutes it'll budge open. Emory with 5 shots thus far, compared to Rochester's 1. And the run of play has been in Emory's favor. Schechter was looking for Freetag. Instead, Brandaway has it. Now Rochester looking to create some offensive momentum. A clever move by Richards gets the ball free. She finds her teammate Aceves on the left side. Bud goes right back to Emory with more. Now Hilsey. Over to the right side again, it's Caroline Moore. She has had the ball at her feet and in her hands quite a bit today, and now she finds some space working toward the middle of the field. Caroline Moore, and it's knocked away, going back to Rochester. Cheska Shepard couldn't find a teammate. Neither could Shivani Bell for Emory. Being headed around and now finally controlled by Kolsky, and she couldn't stick the laces through that one. It sails, or rather I should say rolls, all the way out to the left corner of the track. Here's Bell getting it to Kolodge. She has Moore and Blanchard to her right side, but she overshoots Blanchard. And once again, the familiar refrain, a throw-in from the near side. It's controlled there by Kolsky, but Blanchard ran through her path. And now Rochester controls near midfield, and they'll just boot it straight backward to Haley Pratt. Pratt will take it a few feet herself before playing it left. Rochester comes back up with it, but Kolaj is there to make a nice play to win the ball back for Emory. That was Paige Santee looking for Jordan Fitzgerald, but she couldn't find her. But Fitzgerald will have a throw in. Now this is Hilsey. Near midfield, working left, finds Shivani Bell. Bell crossing back over to her left. A hesitation. Moves it into a crossing position, crosses back into the box. Cleared away, but not far enough. Hilsey can recover it. She plays it to Moore. Caroline Moore, another errant pass into the box, goes out of play, and it's back with Rochester. So the Rochester defense bending but not breaking thus far. We're nearly halfway into the first half of this contest, and still neither side has scored. Emory with 7 shots, none of them on goal. Rochester with 1. No shots on goal to speak of. Shivani Bell looking for Caroline Kolsky. She gets a head on it, trying to control it. Now she does. She has Caroline Moore to her right. That's where she'll go. Moore can cross it from here. She does, on the ground, looking for Kolsky. Instead, Kolaj steps into it. It's kicked away. Nice play by the defense there. And Shivani Bell comes back up with it. Kolaj got a leg on it, but couldn't generate the power or the accuracy to get that one to the back of the net. That may have been Emory's best chance of the game thus far. And were it not for the leg of a Rochester defender, the Eagles might have a 1-0 lead. Instead, it's scoreless still here in Atlanta. This one goes out of play, and it'll stay with Rochester. So the Yellow Jackets are in the attacking third for what feels like only the second or third time all game. Shivani Bell gets a foot on that one. Hilsey has a chance to control it for Emory. She finds Kolsky, but a nice play by Vasile gives it back to Rochester. They'll play back to Schechter. She'll reset, looking to her right. Shivani Bell takes that one away from Emily Henry. And Caroline Kolsky nearly won it back for Emory. Rochester with a pass that goes nowhere, only to an Emory goal kick.
Substitution for Emory, leading match number 22, Caroline Moore. Enters match number 11, Lily Desmond.
This is Haley Pratt. She's going to move the ball a couple feet to her left. And she finds Paige Santee. Now Rochester with an opportunity here, but Emory takes it back away. Caroline Kolsky comes in from her forward position to retrieve that one. She looks ahead for Aubrey Blanchard, but it's going to roll just a bit too far where Emma Schechter can take it. Schechter punts this one high in the air. It was met by Jory Freitag's foot, and now Rochester moving ahead. And we're going to have a foul on the Eagles. So Rochester will have a chance to reset here with a free kick just at the edge of the attacking third. It'll be Liz Mastaloni to take this one. Rochester set up at the edge of the box. Mastaloni's kick is a good one. Right in the center of the box, but it's headed away by Emory. Booted back by Rochester, and Emory's going to let that one trickle out of bounds. It was Lily Dresner who is now checked into the game for Caroline Moore. So Moore, who has been busy, gets a well-deserved rest with Dresner now into the match. Dresner with a throw in here, looking for Caroline Kolsky. She finds her. Kolsky tries to turn upfield. A nice defensive play from Tori Welch prevents her from doing that. And Rochester thought they had possession. Instead, it'll be Emory and Dresner looking again for Kolsky. Out of bounds once again off of Welch. So Emory slowly but surely working their way upfield via a series of throw-ins by Lily Dresner. And here she's going to find Morgan Brandowy. Samantha Hilsey was looking for LJ Kolodge, but put it a little bit too far in front of her. Emory playing back to their goalkeeper, Pratt. Wide it goes to Jordan Fitzgerald. Now Kolodge in the middle of the field. Sandwiched by a couple of defenders. A nice pass up to the left side for Blanchard. She tried to one-touch it to Dresner, but Dresner was already moving upfield. Nonetheless, Kolodge is back with it, finding Fitzgerald on the left side, but didn't have enough on the pass, and here comes Rochester. It's Richards moving up the right side. Now Freitag, working in the middle of the field. Emily Henry with it into the box, and puts it too far for Carolyn Richards. Back it goes to Haley Pratt. Pratt plays this one to her left. Rochester wins it. It's Richards. Moving downfield, guarded by Fitzgerald, and Richards couldn't find the touch on that cross. Lindsay Bresco is into the match for Emory, number 15. The sophomore from Brentwood, Tennessee. Now Haley Pratt. She finds Bresco, but Bresco couldn't handle it. And right back it goes to Haley Pratt, who comes forward to corral it with two hands. And Emory back with possession. Pratt didn't strike that one clean, but she'll give Emory a chance nonetheless. Vasile looking ahead, and Blanchard lets that one bounce out of play, where Dresner will take the throw in. Natalie Dresner finding Caroline Kolsky. Kolsky with a nice ball into the box. It was just a bit too far for Bresco to handle. And Rochester will clear, but not far enough. Emory remaining in an advantageous position here. With Dresner, she finds Samantha Hilsey. Now it's Kolsky with an opening. Looking for Bell, she heads it to a pair of teammates who were there on her right side, but neither was able to come up with it. It looked like Kolsky had an opening for a moment and instead chose to pass to Bell. Emory still sitting at 10 shots for the game. Rochester still with only 1. The Emory defense has been solid thus far. Now Shivani Bell gets herself into position for this one. She's taking it up the left side. She gets it to Bresco. And a nice clearance from Rochester. Gives the ball to Carolyn Richards, where she can start the counterattack. She turns up toward midfield. Now crossing back to her right. Into the box it goes for Rochester. Cheska Shepard had a chance at that one, but some good defense from Emory brings it back to the Eagles. Kolsky was looking for Peyton Robertson, but the pass had a touch too much velocity. Approaching 14 minutes to play here in the first half. We are still scoreless here in Atlanta, Georgia, on what has become a nice temperate day at the Woodruff PE Center. Shivani Bell now has this one for the Eagles. She stops around midfield and finds Lindsay Bresco on the left side. Bresco crossing in, looking for Hilsey, it appeared. Bell comes up with it nonetheless and heads it into the box. Bresco back with it. She finds LJ Kolodge. Now it's Hilsey, moving to her right, looking for Blanchard. And Schechter recovers it. Kolodge is going to give chase to this one, but it trickles out of bounds before she can get there into the Emory bench, where she receives a boost from her teammates back onto the field. Shivani Bell with a nice header to get that one to Kolodge. Kolodge was looking for Bell. Kolsky keeps it in play, and now it's Kolodge looking to attack. She plays it to the right for Blanchard, but the two not on the same page there, as Kolodge couldn't get it far enough upfield for Blanchard to run into the pass. We'll have a couple more substitutions coming for Emory. Shivani Bell and Caroline Kolsky checking out. Natalie Klar is in for the Eagles, as well as Kylie Hall. So an all-new forward rotation here for Emory. And presumably, this new pair will play the final 11:43 of the first half. Dangerous position there for Rochester, but there was no one to capitalize, and Emory wins possession back. One of the few defensive miscommunications we've seen as Jordan Fitzgerald got in her own teammate's way on the pass there. Now Dresner throwing in. She finds Natalie Klar. The ball is out of play, and it goes to Rochester. Clark with it. Looking left, a laser beam finds Kylie Hall, but she couldn't contain it. Now Hall with a chance here. And good defense there by Mastellani prevents Hall from finding what could have been our first goal of the contest. Blanchard gave chase to that one, but to no avail, and Rochester keeps it. Substitution here now as Maeve Bostley is into the game for Rochester. Bostley with 1 assist on the season, but remains a prominent part of this Rochester rotation. Fitzgerald was looking for Clark, but couldn't find her. Blanchard ran straight into that pass, and it results in possession for Emory. Hilsey trying to find Kylie Hall. Emory has had its chances here in the first half, but as of late, the Rochester defense has buckled down a bit. Emory has not had a shot in approaching 10 minutes. They'll have 8 minutes and 40 seconds here in the first half to try to create more offense. Samantha Hilsey checking out now for Emory. And into the game comes Samantha Agnew. Agnew, a freshman out of New Hope, Pennsylvania. The Rochester throw-in goes to Freitag. And now Richards trying to make something happen along the near side. Vasile will have another throw here. She was looking for Carolyn Richards, but good defense from Emory keeps that one out of play. It will, however, be another throw for Rochester. So no shortage of throw-ins here in the first half. And Rochester now with perhaps their best chance of the game. Instead, it's cleared away by Emory. Santee got her foot on that one. After a scrum for it, it is yet another throw for the Rochester Yellow Jackets. Freitag looking for it in the corner. Dresner boxed her out, and the possession goes back to Emory. Here's Carolyn Richards. A nice sliding tackle there by Bresco. Gives the ball back to Emory. And Agnew delivering that pass to nobody, as she put a lot of speed, but not a lot of accuracy into that one. Substitution set to come on for Rochester at the next dead ball. Clark applying some pressure here as Rochester is forced to play it back through its goalie, Schechter. Kolaj looking for it. Now it comes to Bresco. Kylie Hall looking along the left side. Clark couldn't get there in time. She now converges on the ball, and Jordan Fitzgerald is able to play it back Emory's way. Agnew chasing this one down. Looking toward the middle of the field, into the box. Looking for Clark. Gets a foot on it. Keeps possession. Tried a bicycle kick, couldn't come up with it. Emory keeps it with Agnew. Emory still in possession. Here's Blanchard. It goes out of play, and it remains Emory ball. Dresner tried to find Clark, but Clark couldn't carve out the position. It goes out of play off of Rochester. Emory keeps it. Dresner trying to go over the top here to Blanchard. Now it's Agnew going across to Kylie Hall. Fitzgerald. A shot on goal is punched over the bar as Lindsay Bresco was able to get just enough on that one to pressure the goalkeeper, and Emory will have their first corner kick of the match. Substitutions now for both sides. Carolyn Richards checks out. She's been one of the more dynamic Yellow Jackets of the match so far. And the corner kick coming for Emory. Into the box it goes, and it's punched away by Schechter. Nice play to get a hand on that one. And out of play off of Emory. So Schechter will have a goal kick. She did well on that possession, both with the punch over the bar and the clearance with the right hand. And now here comes Liv Penniger into the game for Rochester. She'll take Cheska Shepard, as here you get another look at what could have been an Emory goal, and a nice play by Emma Schechter just to get her hand on that one. Here's Aubrey Blanchard heading it into the middle of the field. It was almost taken there by Bresco. And instead, Lauren Mahoney, who's checked into the game, keeps it in play for Emory. Now it's Dresner finding Mahoney. Back to Dresner. Emory looking to escape this near side corner they've been playing through for much of the game. Mahoney back out wide to Dresner. It rolls back to Haley Pratt where she can reset, and she does, moving it left. Jordan Fitzgerald getting it high off the ground where Bresco takes it. Working toward midfield. Out wide she goes to Dresner, and it's intercepted there by Jory Freetag. Played back to Peyton Robertson. And Robertson will play to Pratt, who can pivot for Emory. This is Dresner looking ahead, but she had no one to go to. Schechter comes back up with it. Under a minute and a half now to play in the first half. We still have ourselves a scoreless tie. 13 shots for Emory, just 1 for Rochester. The Emory defense has been fantastic so far, thanks in no small part to Jordan Fitzgerald, who was able to keep that ball away from Rochester. And now back defending the ball. She wins it for Emory once again. And here comes Samantha Agnew. looking for a teammate. She can't find one. And Samantha Hilsey steps in to take that one for Emory. Here's Aubrey Blanchard finding Natalie Clark. Back to Blanchard. Struggles to corral it, but eventually Dresner finally does. Here's Fitzgerald. Looking for Lindsay Bresco. Now it's Mahoney in the middle of the field. To the right side for Aubrey Blanchard. Blanchard looking to cross. On the ground, she does, and it's wide for Natalie Clark. Clark bringing the hands to the head after that one, as she recognized the opportunity but couldn't quite put that one on the money. Now a corner kick coming for Emory. It's into the box, and it sails through where Rochester can take it and clear it out of bounds. And that brings us to halftime, where both teams will go into the locker room scoreless. Emory with 14 shots on goal. Rochester still without a shot on goal. One corner kick for the Yellow Jackets, two for the Eagles, as it was Emory who thoroughly dominated the run of play in that half despite not scoring. Several opportunities in the box and around the goal. Meanwhile, Rochester struggled to generate much offense at all, as the Emory defense held strong through the first 45 minutes. We'll take a quick break and be back with you in about 14 minutes here at the Woodruff PE Center in Atlanta, Georgia. Join us in a few minutes.
When you're in college, you kind of find out who you are. And throughout your 4 years, you develop yourself with all the different experiences, which leads into dedicating yourself to your community, to your family. So when you're a senior, you're coming out a well-rounded person.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests outside of the classroom and outside of the court or field. I've had the ability to get into different activities and organizations, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
Getting to be involved in a lot of different things, ranging from obviously being a student athlete to getting involved with my campus and my community, and not only being allowed to do that, but being encouraged to do that.
The opportunity to be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, to have the professors know me on a personal level, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference. It really helps you develop thinking from other people's perspectives and looking at problems from outside the box.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
I've definitely learned how to really be myself. I found out, yes, I am actually a good leader, and yes, I can actually put myself forward because I am good enough. I can do it.
Coming in to college, I just wanted to get good grades and to do well. But it also made me realize that I have a lot of different career goals, and I've learned so much about myself that I was always like growing and changing.
When I got to college, it forced me to step up and become more of a leader, and I think that was something I had the capability of doing, and forever grateful that being at a Division III school gave me that opportunity.
You have to dedicate your time in the classroom, you have to dedicate your time in the gym, on the field, on the court.
Our coaches and the entirety of the athletic department, they valued the student athlete going out to community and trying something new and getting involved in campus life.
You can get involved in so many different things. So the possibilities are truly limitless for what you can do with your college experience. You can kind of make it your own in the Division III setting. So I would encourage people who want to have flexibility to pursue different interests and passions to go D3.
If you like to do this, or that, or even that, and you want to get back at it, we've got your back. Or your shoulder, or your hip, or your knee. The sports medicine specialists at Emory Healthcare treat more world-class, professional, and college-level athletes than anyone else in the state. We'll treat you like a pro and get you back in play.
What makes D3 special is the ability to participate in my team and within the broader community.
The perfect ending to a perfect season.
Being a D3 student athlete has completely expanded my life.
I learned how to lead. I really found a voice.
What time is it?
It's more about the experience rather than just a sport itself.
Without the experience of being a Division III student athlete, I wouldn't be the person who I am today.
NCAA Division III. Discover, develop, dedicate.
here in Atlanta, Georgia. I am Ben Ladner, and we have a bird's eye view here for the final 45 minutes of this afternoon's contest between the Rochester Yellow Jackets and the Emory Eagles. Thank you for joining us. Once again, I'm Ben Ladner. It was a scoreless first half, but you look a little closer, and Emory thoroughly dominated Rochester in those first 45 minutes. 14 shots from Emory. They were constantly keeping the pressure on. A variety of players and several attackers able to make things happen in the attacking third for Emory. They only had 2 shots on goal, one from Natalie Clark, one from Lindsay Bresco. LJ Kolaj got up 4 shots, none of them on goal in that first half. Rochester, meanwhile, not a single shot attempt. They did have 2 corner kicks to Emory's 1, but the Yellow Jackets struggling mightily to create offense. And now Emory quickly beginning play in this second half. That one deflects off of Samantha Hilsey, who was back in the game. She checked out with a few minutes remaining in that first half. Emory will reset the field for you here. It's Shivani Bell, Samantha Hilsey, Natalie Clark is in the contest. She plays it now to Lindsay Bresco, another sub, who remains in here to start the second half. Lauren Mahoney is still in for Emory. Caroline Moore, who was the first sub out of the game for the Eagles, has checked back in. She is on the far side and now possesses the ball here. She can't corral it, though, and it goes back to Rochester. Jordan Fitzgerald, who had a splendid defensive first half, remains in the game, as does Paige Santee, defending the ball now. As this one finds the back of the net for Rochester. From long range. What a shot here, as we're going to see. Haley Pratt was just too far out from the goal, and that one got right over her head. And the ball was spotted perfectly by, I believe, Jamison Seabury, who was the goal scorer on that play. What a shot, as Rochester, against the run of play, comes out and strikes first here in the second half. This is Shivani Bell crossing it in. Emory had it right up close with Natalie Clark, but she could not put her foot through it. That's Clark's 4th shot attempt of the contest. Still has just 1 on goal. As Emory now finds itself trailing despite controlling the run of play for virtually the entire game. It's a double-edged sword in that sense in soccer, where a team can play well and give up one miraculous goal like Emory just allowed and still find itself trailing. Here's Jamison Seabury, I should say. Shivani Bell controlling to Samantha Hilsey for Emory. Now this is Carolyn Richards. She played well in the first half. She finished it on the bench, but she is back here to start the second. Now Bell looking ahead. Liz Mastellani got ahead on that one, and she was fouled. So Rochester will have a free kick here. The Yellow Jackets lead 1-0 over Emory off of an incredible goal by Jamison Seabury. This one is punched away by Haley Pratt in the box. Out of play, and they're going to say it touched Rochester last. So Pratt will have a goal kick here. We'll see what she chooses to do with it. This is Paige Santee looking for Caroline Moore on the right side. She's boxed in. And finally, Peyton Robertson steps in to clear that one away. This one bounces over the head of Robertson, but there's no one there to score behind her. And Haley Pratt takes control. Approaching 40 minutes to play in the contest here. Emory down 1-0. This is Robertson finding Natalie Clark, but it sails over her head. Samantha Hilsey couldn't get her head on it. But now she's back with it. Samantha Hilsey looking ahead. Playing it wide. Cross into the box. There's no one there to meet it. And it's taken there by Emma Schechter. This is a long goal kick from Rochester. And the two goalkeepers exchange the ball here, and Pratt will kick it back toward her side. Here's Shivani Bell finding Samantha Hilsey. Now they go to Caroline Moore. Intercepted and taken by Cheska Shepard. The ball goes out of play, and Emory looking to attack quickly. It's Natalie Clark. Back they go to Moore. Caroline Moore using her speed on the right side, meets a second defender, and loses possession. Up ahead Rochester goes, but Paige Santee is there. Santee with a solid defensive first half. Has played well to date. She presses up a bit too far that time, but her teammate Caroline Moore is there to suss out the threat. Here's Ariel Williamson, who's checked in for Emory. Now it's Samantha Hilsey. Losing it, and here comes Rochester. Clever close quarters passing there. But Cheska Shepard couldn't hang on to it. And instead it goes back to Jamison Seabury, where she tried to play it into the box, but it's taken there by Haley Pratt. A beautiful afternoon here in Atlanta, Georgia. What began as a cold and brisk morning has turned into just a wonderful blue sky with moderate temperatures. We have the backdrop of the Cherry Logan Emerson Hall and, of course, the Candler School of Theology. The steeple of the beautiful Glen Memorial United Methodist Church just barely visible over the trees. And Rochester holding a 1-0 lead in this one. This is Liz Mastelani throwing it in. And a nice play there by Lindsay Bresco to cut that one out. Here's Seabury. Throwing it in. Mahoney had that one timed all the way. That one is poked out of bounds by Shivani Bell. Celebrating her senior day this afternoon. She and 4 teammates, all of whom in the starting lineup this afternoon. That cross sailed a little bit too far to the right on Carolyn Richards, and Emory is back with it. Substitution coming here as LJ Kolaj, who started the game, checks in for Lauren Mahoney. Kolaj did play all 45 in the first half, so she gets a rest to start the second, and now checks in just under 9 minutes of the way into this one. This is free tag, kicking it far down the field where it will go for an Emory throw-in. It's Fitzgerald who will take it. Looks like Clark was trying to go back to Shivani Bell there, but Bell didn't make the run Clark expected her to. Emory has been alert on these throw-ins, both offensively and defensively. And save for a goal from about 30 yards out. The Emory defense has been stingy. Very little getting behind the back line of Jordan Fitzgerald, Paige Santee, and Peyton Robertson, all of whom have played the entire match thus far. Substitution coming on for Rochester. Carolyn Richards is going to check out, while Emily Tompkins comes in wearing that white headband and the number 7. This is Robertson looking for Kolaj. It's controlled by Madison Drenowatz, who leads this Rochester team in goals. She has been silent today. Ariel Williamson will let Caroline Moore take the throw in here. Moore has taken the bulk of Emory's throws. We have not seen Caroline Kolsky since she checked out with about 20 minutes to go in the first half. This one is headed out of bounds. And Moore once again will take the throw. Gets it in Hilsey. Nice move to turn upfield. Now here she finds Williamson. Crossing it in. It's low. And it's deflected out of bounds. It'll go for an Emory throw-in, just their second of the match. I should say a corner kick for Emory. And Shivani Bell will take it. Emory has been aggressive, but has been unable to generate corners so far. This one is on the ground to Hilsey. She can't locate it. Now she finally does. Rochester able to clear it out, but not as far as Bell, where she sends that one sailing over the crossbar. So Hilsey looked like she was unable to locate that ball after it hit her foot and virtually stopped in the middle of the box. And once again, Emory with a good opportunity and just unable to generate a goal. They have 16 shots now and 3 corner kicks compared to Rochester's 2 shots and 1 corner kick. And pardon me, those numbers reversed. 1 shot for Rochester, 2 corner kicks. The 1 shot, of course, being their 1 goal scored earlier by Seabury. And now the aforementioned Caroline Kolsky will check in for the Eagles. Natalie Clark checks out, as does, I believe that's Caroline Moore. Can't be certain, seeing as the Emory bench is on the far side of the pitch. But Kolsky is back in. as is Aubrey Blanchard, who has the ball now. She looks to cross. She gets it in. Hilsey is there to take it. Heads it back into the box. Shivani Bell gave chase, but she was boxed out nicely by Vasile. This one is headed backwards by Kolaj. And now Haley Pratt will boot that one down the right side. It's kept in play. Nifty move there by Kolaj to win possession. And she goes to Fitzgerald. Emory moving it toward the middle of the field. This is Blanchard now. Looking ahead and was not on the same page as Ariel Williamson. Blanchard makes a nice play to keep that one in. She has Hilsey now. Back to Blanchard, moving to her left, and she mishandled it. So Emory had the setup that time, but they couldn't execute the back and forth passing between Blanchard and Hilsey. It has been that kind of day for Emory. The chances and the setups have been there. The execution and the finishing of those plays has obviously been lacking given their lack of a goal thus far. Can't say much better for Rochester, however. They have, of course, generated just the one shot, and it resulted in a marvelous goal from about 30 yards by Jamison Seabury. They have been able to do much of anything, have not been able to do much of anything on offense thus far. And Peyton Richardson will let that one settle out of bounds. Haley Pratt to take the goal kick. Emory running out of time here. They have under half an hour to score the equalizer. Up ahead they go to Kolsky. Now Shivani Bell playing it into the middle. It sailed past Bresco. And it looked like Bresco may have knocked over a Rochester player. I believe that was Drenowatz. Here's Caroline Kolsky trying a shot and didn't get enough on that one. She had Aubrey Blanchard filling the lane to her left. But Kolsky decided to take matters into her own hands. This one will go for an Emory free kick. And it's delivered out to Jordan Fitzgerald. Here they go on the left side to Blanchard. Blanchard moving into the box, crossing. Couldn't find the head of Kolsky. A nice setup there by Blanchard. She had her teammate. And it was just about a foot too high. Emory has used the header liberally today, both on offense and defense, to win possession and to try and complete scoring chances. Rochester still with only one shot in the game. Here's Hilsey now. Gets it to Bresco. Emory working toward the left side. Fitzgerald tries a shot, but it's straight into the arms of Schechter. So we're seeing Emory start to force the issue a little bit here offensively and be a little bit less discretionary with their shot selection. Not a bad idea given that under 26 minutes remain and the Eagles still seek an equalizer. The shot there by Drenowatz was wide left. Another one from quite a great distance out. That's just their second shot. Now here's Pratt, who was named the UAA Defensive Player of the Week last week for a couple of shutouts in Emory's games last week. She obviously will not put up the clean sheet this afternoon, but has played a good game. Or rather more fair, perhaps, to say that her defense has done most of the work for her. The Emory defense has been strong. Just the one goal quite literally slipping over the top of them from a great distance out. I think that goal surprised Emory as much as it surprised anyone else in this stadium. That one is kicked out of play. Pratt will have another goal kick. 24 minutes left in this senior day match between Emory and Rochester. Pratt looking to her right. That's where she goes. And up ahead it goes for Bell. Now this is Kolsky giving chase. She can cross from here. She tries to go low, and it's cut out by Rochester. She was looking for either Williamson or Blanchard, both of whom were running toward the middle of the box, and Shivani Bell will take another corner kick for Emory. Peyton Robertson moving up into the box. Here's the kick. It's high. It's met with a head of Kolsky, and it sails over the crossbar. So another relatively promising chance for Emory comes up empty, as the Eagles have now taken nearly 20 shots, none of which have found the back of the net. This is Drenowatz with it now for Rochester. Playing toward the middle of the field. She had free tag to her right. Now Rochester finally tried to find her, but Emory saw it coming. This is Blanchard moving it up ahead. The Rochester back line will let this one trickle to Schechter. Schechter directing her teammates, who are largely clustered up in the middle of the field. She punts this one high. It spins clockwise, and it's off the shoulder of Ariel Williamson. Back and forth go Freitag and Fitzgerald, and now Emory finally comes up with it. This is Blanchard pushing up the near side. On the ground, across, looking for Shivani Bell. And Fitzgerald will reset for the Eagles. This is Kolaj. Now Bell with some space. Puts the left foot through it. And that one is off the crossbar and deflected in by Blanchard. Aubrey Blanchard finds the equalizer. It was Caroline Kolsky with the initial shot. It caromed off the bar, bounced directly in front of the goal, and Blanchard was there to put it in. This is Kolsky. A missile off the crossbar, and all Blanchard really had to do was run into it, and there wasn't much Emma Schechter could do about it. So the game is now level once again with 21:10 to play in the second half. And finally, Emory breaks through. That was the Eagles' 21st and 22nd shots of the game. And head coach Sue Patberg is probably thinking it's about time. Now here comes Kolsky. Looking for a go-ahead goal. She crosses, but there's no one there to meet it, and Schechter was able to get in front of it before any Eagle could. This one is going to bounce high and hang up long enough for Kolodge to get there. Now back the Eagles go. And this is Santee pushing up ahead, the senior. Finding her classmate Caroline Kolsky. And now up ahead Aubrey Blanchard. Emory in a rhythm here. Blanchard with the right foot, now goes back left into the middle of the field. And she may have done better just to shoot that one herself. She tried to find Samantha Hilsey. It goes out of play, and it'll go for another Emory corner. The Eagles feel on the verge of a breakthrough here. After knotting this one up at 1-1, they have been the controlling team for the duration of this one, and they're looking for the go-ahead. This one is high into the box off the head of Bell, and it's in! Pardon me, that was Peyton Robertson who met it with the head and bounced into the net. So sure enough, Emory does find the go-ahead goal. There you see the ponytail of Peyton Robertson flipping forward as she heads that one into the back of the net. The freshman, who has played a wonderful defensive game from Dallas, Texas, she gives Emory the lead. And the Eagles, who have played well defensively all game, need only to hold off Rochester for another 19 minutes. Here's Kolsky, and she's whistled for a foul as she just took the ball from Jenna Watts. A long free kick coming here for Rochester. It looks like they're going to try to get this one all the way into the box and see what they can do with it. That's what they do, but they don't get much out of it. Caroline Kolsky tried to run it down. Instead, it goes back with Rochester up ahead. Free tag, and nearly found the back post for an equalizer. That one just missed as free tag got behind the Emory back line. And had that shot been another foot to her right, this game would be level once again. You'll see it again here as Freitag just slipped behind Emory's defense, puts her foot through it, and just missed the inside of the left post. Here's Samantha Hilsey. Ahead she goes to Moore. Tried to cross it in. Unsuccessful. A corner coming for Emory. Into the box it goes. And it will be ruled a goal kick. Looked like it deflected off of Paige Santee. Now Emory with some speed. And Kylie Hall a little bit too opportunistic on that one. Schechter just barely gets that one out of there before Kolsky got to it. Approaching 15 minutes to play here in the second half of this senior day contest for Emory against Rochester. It was the Yellow Jackets who struck first. A goal from Jamison Seabury early in the second half against the run of play gave Rochester the 1-0 lead. Emory found the equalizer moments later, and a recent goal by Peyton Robertson put the Eagles back on top. It was Aubrey Blanchard with the first Emory goal off of a rebound from a Caroline Kolsky rocket off of the crossbar. Today's officials, Brent Heidem, Chris Heinzman, and Larry Ponchon, I should say. My name is Ben Ladner, and I'm happy to be with you here on a warm afternoon here in Atlanta, Georgia. This is Mahoney looking for Blanchard. Couldn't find her. And back it goes with Rochester. Good tackle from Blanchard, and they're going to whistle the foul on Aubrey Blanchard before the handball could be called on Seabury. So Rochester will have another free kick. Emory has kept the Yellow Jackets out of the box virtually all game. Rochester has one shot attempt on the game. That was, of course, the Seabury goal. They had 2 corner kicks in the first half to Emory's 1. Emory has gone on to take the lead in that category here in the second. And it really has been the Eagles dominating the run of play all match long. And you figured it was only a matter of time before that paid dividends on the scoreboard, and sure enough, Emory's persistence and its execution came to fruition with those 2 goals by Blanchard and Robertson. And one would assume, given the way this game has gone, that over the next 13 minutes, Rochester would be hard-pressed to find an equalizer, given that they have struggled to generate anything inside of the box, and that their one goal, frankly, seemed to catch Emory off guard. It was an incredible shot by Seabury. And save for that one chance that Rochester snuck behind, Jory Freitag, able to sneak behind the Emory defense for Rochester's second shot of the game. That's been just about the only good look at the goal the Yellow Jackets have had all match. Emory, meanwhile, has just kept the pressure on here in the second. And it's plays like that where Rochester just can't seem to control the ball for more than a few touches. And Emory's back line, particularly Robertson, Fitzgerald, Santee, and Caroline Moore, have all been fantastic. This will be a throw for Emory. On the far side of the field, just past the Rochester bench. Confusion as Hilsey looks for it. And finally it comes out to Rochester, but goes straight to Paige Santee. This is Bresco coming in to cut it out. And Santee is going to play this one back to Haley Pratt, who will clear it toward the middle of the field. Now Mahoney with an opportunity to push for Emory. Kylie Hall plays it back to Robertson. That one deflects off of Hall. And with 11:10 to play in the match, Rochester will have a throw-in. So if this score holds, Emory will have closed out its regular season with 5 consecutive wins and a 13-4 record on the season. A win here would push their home record to 8-2. As we're going to have a foul whistled against Rochester, giving the ball back to Emory. The Eagles are coming off a 3-0 victory over NYU, in which Samantha Hilsey, Natalie Clark, and Paige Santee all scored. Kylie Hall had 2 assists in that contest. And it's been virtually an entirely different cast of scorers in today's match. That one is going to sail over the fence around the track behind the bushes and become irretrievable. Emory was looking for Kylie Hall, and instead they'll move the ball up a few feet and attempt the throw in again. Out it comes to Rochester. They looked long, but Fitzgerald was there. Now this is Seabury. Using her speed up the right side, and she loses control of it. Good pressure there by LJ Kolodge, the freshman defender. Kolodge has been a busy woman this afternoon. Played the entire first half. Began the second on the bench and checked in with, 10 or 15 minutes gone by in the second. And playing the midfield position she does quite a bit of running, quite a bit of passing, quite a bit of moving. And on this day, quite a bit of defending. This is Kolsky looking ahead to Kylie Hall. She's going to try a shot. A nice defensive play by Rochester. Prevents the scoring chance. That appeared to be number 10. That's Tori Welch. Putting her body in front of that one to prevent a possible goal. This one's taken away from Caroline Moore, but won back by Mahoney. Lauren Mahoney has been an important sub for Emory this afternoon. As we approach the 1 o'clock hour, this one should wrap up just about as the clock strikes 1. As Emory has little more to do but wind the time off the clock and hold Rochester at bay. Here's Kolodge using her physicality, now pushing the ball at the left side. She finds Blanchard. Aubrey Blanchard moving left. She can cross from here. She tried to on the ground. Bresco was there to take it, and it's cleared by Rochester. Emory will have a throw on the near side. That one was cleared away by Joanna Guay. And Fitzgerald will control for Emory. Here comes Kolodge with an opening. Moving left, she's tripped up, goes to the ground, and a whistle is blown. LJ Kolodge making it happen on the left side for the Emory Eagles. And Kylie Hall will take the free kick for Emory. Virtually a crossing position, as now Lindsay Bresco is going to step in to take this one instead. Hall will move to Bresco's left. She'll take it from here. Back to Bresco they go. Looking to cross. And there was no one there for Emory to meet it. Kolsky got a chest on it, and that one is cleared out of play. And Emory will have it again with a throw-in as the clock winds towards 6 minutes. The Eagles would be happy to keep the ball in their attacking third for most of that time and prevent Rochester from gaining much momentum offensively, which they have struggled to do thus far. Rochester has only 3 or 4 shots on goal this entire afternoon. This is Lindsay Bresco to take the throw in. She goes into Caroline Kolsky, turning and firing to her left. That one just missed the back post, and it goes out of play. And Emma Schechter, with time running out, will have another opportunity for a goal kick. Substitution for Rochester here. Danny Aceves is going to come in for Liv Penniger, who played most of that second half. Aceves was in the starting 11, and she'll re-enter here. Kolodge was double-teamed, but Emory will hang on to the ball nonetheless. They find Kolsky again on that post-up action that Emory likes to run off of those throw-ins. Now it's Moore on the right side, going to Bresco. Blanchard was pressuring, and it's off her right foot. So Rochester, a little over 4 minutes to try and equalize this one. Emory leads 2-1 on goals from Aubrey Blanchard and Peyton Robertson. An early second half goal from Jamison Seabury gave Rochester the early lead. But Emory's offense was too persistent for that to hold. Now this is Kolsky. Looking for Kolodge, couldn't find her. Hall is there. She taps it back out to Kolsky. Kolsky will stay with it on the left side, keep it in just at the flag. Back to Kylie Hall. She's taken down and a whistle is blown. Caroline Kolsky has played a lot of minutes and done a lot of running in this one. And she appears to be holding on to all the stamina she has right now. The free kick taken and headed. It was Bresco putting it in, and Hilsey meeting it with the head. That connection was successful, but Hilsey couldn't find the back of the net. Under 3 minutes to play now, as Rochester, you would assume, would become more and more frantic with each passing second. If only they could control the ball. Emory has made that difficult, as Blanchard now takes it downfield, has it taken away from her. But it goes right back to Jordan Fitzgerald. Kolaj is going to try a shot off the inside of the crossbar. Rebound is no good. An incredible save by Schechter, as Blanchard nearly had her second score of the game. And an absolute laser beam from Kolaj. Emory nearly put this one away with the insurance goal. Kylie Hall's going to take this one into the near side corner. It's booted out of bounds. We'll see another shot of this attempt from Kolaj. Just an absolute missile. And Blanchard with a laser of her own trying to put that one through. Well done by Emma Schechter to prevent either attempt from converting. Hall again is going to let this one be poked away, as Emory now is just running time off the clock. And Rochester's hopes slowly dwindling away with each second. Again, it stays with Emory. Into Kolaj, back to Hall. Same routine. This time Rochester is successful in taking it away, but it goes straight back to Kolaj. And now Hilsey has it. It's taken away by Rochester. Here's a Seves trying to get a foot, but Hilsey takes it instead. She's going to push toward the middle of the field. She has an opening. She finds Blanchard, and now Rochester takes it away. It's now or never for the Yellow Jackets. And Emory is just playing a game of keep away with 22 seconds remaining on the clock. This one bounces out of bounds. And Rochester now with 10 seconds to try and push the ball downfield and generating a scoring chance. Approaching 5, Emory has it. It's Kylie Hall, plays it into the box, cut out. But it won't matter as the buzzer sounds, and Emory takes this one 2-1 over the Rochester Yellow Jackets. So finally, after a scoreless half and a miraculous goal early in the second half by Rochester, Emory breaks through with a goal from Aubrey Blanchard first, and then Peyton Robertson on a rebound of Caroline Kolsky's attempt. It was Emory who controlled the run of play all match long. And indeed, the final result does reflect that, despite the slow scoring start for both teams. That's going to do it here from the Woodruff PE Center in Atlanta, Georgia. Once again, 2-1 your final. Emory takes this one over the University of Rochester Yellow Jackets. I'm Ben Ladner. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next time.